Hello students, in this lecture video I'll be introducing to you chapter 13 photosynthesis in higher plants. So by our knowledge from the lower classes we know that green plants they make their own food, that is why they are called as autotrophs through the process of photosynthesis. And those who are dependent on these green plants are called as heterotrophs. So actually photosynthesis is very important for two reasons. Firstly, it is the primary source of food on earth, and secondly, it is responsible to release oxygen, which is very much important for the human beings and other organisms to survive. By now, we know that the raw materials or the essential things for photosynthesis is chlorophyll, light, carbon dioxide, as well as water. So earlier experiments, there were a lot of experiments which showed the importance or the nature of photosynthesis, wherein it was shown that chlorophyll is important for photosynthesis, light is important, and carbon dioxide is also important. To test for light, what was used was that you can say leaves were kept in dark for some time, and then it was kept in light, and then the comparison was done to see the importance. Now let us see what other experiments were there. In another experiment, it was seen that chlorophyll, how it is essential. Like there is a chemical called as potassium hydroxide. So potassium hydroxide, actually, what happens with potassium hydroxide? It absorbs carbon dioxide. So when it absorbs carbon dioxide, then it will not allow the plant to carry out the photosynthesis. So then we can do the iodine test and test for the presence of starch. So the one plant which is having the presence of potassium hydroxide will not show photosynthesis. So like this, these conclusions were drawn. So today I will tell you that how some early experiments showed the nature and the importance of these raw materials for photosynthesis. The first one is the Priestley's experiment. Here you can see in different figures that a bell jar is used for the experiment, a burning candle, and a mice. So in this process, what happens if we keep the mice under this bell jar with a burning candle? After some time, the candle extinguishes and the mice dies. Now in second situation, we are keeping a mint plant, burning candle and mice together in the bell jar. Then if we observe after few days, we see that the mice is living and the candle is also burning. This clearly shows that something is released by this plant which keeps the candle burning and which keeps this mice alive. So what is this something? That was the air or oxygen released by the plant. So that is how we came to know that oxygen is released by the plant and carbon dioxide is utilized by the plant. Then only it can, you can say, do this process. Yeah? Alright. So then next coming to another experiment which was done by Ingenhousz. Now what he showed? Ingenhousz, he showed the presence of oxygen. See here it was mainly usage of carbon dioxide which was shown. Release of oxygen was confirmed by Ingenhousz. So what he did, that he used aquatic plant and showed that in presence of light, small bubbles were formed and in dark they didn't form. So means he showed that green parts of the plant only they release oxygen because there only the bubbles were released. So means chlorophyll also is essential for photosynthesis. Next was by Julius Sachs. This scientist told that glucose is very much produced during photosynthesis. Next, Engelmann, what he did, he actually used a green alga cladophora and used a suspension of aerobic bacteria. He used a prism to see in which light the photosynthesis is maximum. Suppose this was cladophora and aerobic bacteria were growing here. Okay, why aerobic? Because they need oxygen. So then he used a prism where the 7 colors were there. So it was seen that in red light and blue light, maximum amount of aerobic bacteria were growing, showing that in this region, photosynthesis occurs at the maximum level. So by now, these were the early experiments which are discussed over here. So you should know Priestley's experiment, Ingenhousz, Sachs and Engelmann experiments.